There's been some talk about possibly Joshua using Jake Paul as a tune-up to fight you. What are your thoughts on that?
I don't know about tune-up. I think Jake Paul knocks him out.
Seriously?
Yeah.
But Anthony, listen to me. Don't take a dive with this Jake Paul, mate. Do not do that. Not for $1 billion, my pal. Don't do it. Don't do as the others have done. Do not take dives. If he fights you, knock him dead as a nit, and good luck with it.
Tyson says he's going to bet £1 million on Jake Paul knocking out Joshua.
This is what I'm saying.
It's not even about it being realistic or not. Like, it's going to happen. So fasten your seatbelts or whatever. And when I knock him out.
After Anthony Joshua defeated Julio Cesar Chavez Jr., online celebrity turned professional boxer Jake Paul caused a stir by criticizing Joshua. According to reports, Turki Alalshik, a prominent boxing advisor in Saudi Arabia, has supported the bout, giving it more legitimacy. Because of the severe physical mismatch and the validity of the fight in professional boxing, boxing professionals have mostly declined to accept a Jake Paul versus Anthony Joshua battle.
Jake Paul has reached out to Anthony Joshua a few times. I've spoken to Nikisa, Jake's manager. It's never a fight we anticipated. It's never a fight we've targeted. But if you want Jake Paul to be the warm-up fight, and obviously financially it's a great opportunity for AJ, and you want to provide AJ and probably in turn Matchroom with the opportunity to extinguish Jake Paul from the world of boxing, then maybe AJ will oblige.
Jake Paul, you've lost your mind if you think you can go toe-to-toe with Anthony Joshua. Listen, let's not get confused, guys. Let's not get confused. Yes, cool. Anthony, he took a big L with Daniel Dubois. But Daniel Dubois is not no joke, bro. He's not a joke. You know what I'm trying to say? He took a L there, but Jake Paul, I've got the utmost respect of what he's done, how he's managed to navigate through the boxing world. Like, bro, it's so mad. And I can see this is like a 90%. It's happening, it's positioning, it's marketing already. Like, why would you see Jake Paul go face to face with Alexander Usyk if it's not to position for a fight for Saudi? Obviously, Jake Paul's gonna fight Anthony Joshua. There's possibly gonna be a Usyk against Tyson Fury 3, because obviously the last two were so close. But you never know. It can also be a Usyk against Derek Chisora. Do you know what I mean? You never know.
Jake Paul said that his much-anticipated fight with Anthony Joshua is most likely to take place next year after defeating Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. "I want to fight Anthony," he declared. "Joshua. I'm confident I'll defeat Anthony Joshua. There is no chin on him. He is rigid."
And so I like the challenge. People, that's the criticism. Fight someone in their prime who's a beast. I think people just want to see me lose. That's really what the message is behind it all. And Anthony Joshua is an insane fight, but I want that challenge. We've been DMing back and forth. He wants to make it happen. He called me up, and it's looking very likely for next year.
Citing Deontay Wilder's success at smaller weights and willingness to take risks, Jake hailed the victory as evidence of his development and insisted he wants the fight, even though he is not a complete heavyweight. Conversations between Joshua's promoter Eddie Hearn and Saudi boxing boss Turki Alalshik show that things are picking up steam, and Joshua has expressed interest in the fight if Paul is sincere.
Now, I know you're after a world title, but if that doesn't materialize, I know the Tommy Fury name has been floated about. Is there any other fighters who may not be world champions that you're looking to face?
Yeah, I mean, Anthony Joshua.
I think that's the main one that, we've talked a lot about, is if it's not for the title, it's looking at Tommy, if he's reasonable, and then Anthony Joshua. And he's adamant that he wants to make that fight happen at the end of 2026.
Anything's possible. And so I like the challenge. People, that's the criticism. Fight someone in their prime who's a beast. I think people just want to see me lose. That's really what the message is behind it all. And Anthony Joshua is an insane fight, but I want that challenge. We've been DMing back and forth. He wants to make it happen. He called me up, and it's looking very likely for next year.
Joshua's promoter, Eddie Hearn, emphasized Joshua's danger by warning Paul to be careful what he wishes for, even though he acknowledged the fight's potential as a spectacle. even though Joshua is a real heavyweight monster. Hearn said Paul was insane enough to want the match because of the enormous payout that would be expected of both fighters. He did, however, highlight the terrible danger of pitting an inexperienced Paul against an accomplished AJ, describing it as a disastrous mismatch that may literally or symbolically terminate Paul's career.
Jake Paul, Anthony Joshua 50-50 fight. What do you make of that?
Yeah, I just said in another interview, great if it is. I mean, if it is, then you've got no problem seeing it. But when AJ, I mean, decapitate's a strong word, but you know, when he renders Jake Paul unconscious like he did to Francis Ngannou, don't then say, oh well, it was Jake Paul. Do you know what I mean? I mean, when AJ beat Francis Ngannou, Ngannou just had a fight that could have gone either way with Tyson Fury. Then AJ poleaxed him and everyone just said he's just an MMA fighter. Do you know what I mean? Jake Paul's not Francis Ngannou. But, as I said before, if you want to see Jake Paul exit the boxing world, make the fight.
Hearn has, however, recognized Paul's tactic of exposing professional fighters who make a substantial salary. Boxing great Roy Jones added to the excitement by providing an unexpected viewpoint on the likelihood of Jake Paul versus Anthony Joshua that was more grounded in caution than spectacle. Jones adamantly said, "Did you see what Anthony Joshua did to Francis Ngannou?" Roy confirmed that a showdown could occur if Joshua really wanted it, but he emphasized that the fight must make sense for Joshua both financially and competitively. Jones also referred to Joshua as a legitimate former world champion. Jake Paul experiences the same problem. You're insane if you believe someone who doesn't train as a boxer will defeat Anthony Joshua.
I want to change subjects just a little bit here. And Anthony Joshua, there's rumours circulating he could be fighting Jake Paul next. One, do you think it's good for boxing? And two, do you think the fight will happen?
I think it's great for boxing. I think the fight will happen. AJ is 1-0 against these guys that come in to these boxing careers late. So why not? He's a perfect guy to take him out too. He took Ngannou out. Why would he not take Jake Paul out? And for him, he probably make more money fighting Jake Paul than he will fight anybody else that he can fight right now. So why would he not do it? I mean, not that he needs the money right now anyway, but if he's going to do something, if you want to get a good win to put him back on the scene, that's a perfect win. You get a lot of money doing it.
Dave Farrar and Spencer Oliver talked about the quickly growing public controversy around Anthony Joshua's potential fight with Jake Paul, after Saudi boxing guru Turki Al-Sheikh implied that he might approve the match. During a TalkSport appearance at Wembley, these talks heated up. Al-Sheikh called it a win-win test of validity for both parties, and revealed that Paul had verbally accepted and stated his wish for Joshua to destroy Paul in a 991-style mismatch.
Spencer, from all of that common sense, we talk about this. We talk about the potential of Anthony Joshua and Jake Paul getting it on. He's some promoter, Jake Paul, of himself and of others too. But let's talk about the potential. Could you see this happening?
Do you know what? I think I could. Do you know why? I'll tell you why I can. Firstly, let me just say about Jake Paul. Look, he's been nothing but good for the sport. Forget what people think about him in the ring and, you know, what he's doing in the ring. He's been incredible for women's boxing. Insane for women's boxing. He's really brought it to the forefront, you know, with what he's done with Amanda Serrano and now signing up all these other girls that we've got, Chantel Cameron and all the rest of the girls that he's signing up. Brilliant news. Like that's fantastic for women's sport, women's boxing. But he's also bringing eyeballs to boxing as well, because he has a huge audience, and with what he's doing now, you're getting these, you know, the younger generation that had no interest in boxing at all now starting to watch it. So he's transforming so many people. You have to respect that. You know what he's doing as a promoter, he's doing brilliantly. Now he's calling out Anthony Joshua. Is it real? Does he really want the smoke? I mean, he's got to be an idiot if he does, because Anthony Joshua, let's use this as a comparison. Francis Ngannou called Anthony Joshua out after pushing Tyson Fury the way that he did, and he looked at that and he went in there and he iced him in 2 rounds. Francis Ngannou versus Jake Paul, you got to go heavily on Francis Ngannou, haven't you? So what's going to happen to poor Jake Paul if he boxes Anthony Joshua, this Olympic gold medalist, 2-time world champion?
But a number of seasoned boxing experts have flatly denounced the notion. The idea of Jake Paul getting a WBC ranking has drawn harsh criticism from veteran heavyweight Derek Chisora, who calls it a disdain for boxing. Real athletes, according to Chisora, put in a lot of effort to move up the ranks, but Paul has to contend with unranked or former prime rivals. Would advance solely on the basis of notoriety, not ability. He called boxing a shame and accused WBC head Mauricio Sullivan of sacrificing credibility for financial gain. It's not fair. Important rankings should be won in the ring, not given away for clicks or promotional value, Chisora underlined.
The WBC have said they're going to give a cruiserweight ranking to the winner of this fight. Do you think they deserve one?
No, I don't think so. I don't know why. It's hard enough for real athletes, for real boxers, to get those rankings, and then suddenly this Solomon Souza decides to give double ranking because he's getting some greens in his back pocket. No, that is disgrace to boxing.
Jake Paul and Anthony Joshua's possible fight has raised severe concerns from Lawrence Okolie, who has warned that there may be a serious safety danger. Despite having sparred with Paul in the past and praising his commitment and mentality, Okolie now feels that Paul would be dangerously mismatched to entertain a fight with AJ, who possesses exceptional power and technique. This is a common fear among boxing professionals. Given Joshua's physical advantage, Frank Warren termed it a tough ask, while Eddie Hearn considered it very dangerous.
Where are you on this nonsense?
Where am I? I can't see it happening. I can't. Although yes, lots of money, so on and so forth. I can't see it. I just can't. It just obviously as someone who's been a unified heavyweight world champion going in against Jake Paul. It just doesn't. It doesn't. Yeah, and it's like I'm also talking from a health and safety factor. It's like he's maybe a cruiserweight.
Yeah.
Anthony Joshua's a very big, strong heavyweight, and if he turns it on, it's not just a risk of a knockout. It's a much bigger risk. So I can't see it personally, but it's good talking point.
Former world champion Amir Khan warned Jake Paul about facing Anthony Joshua, cautioning that Paul could get seriously hurt or even killed in the ring. In contrast, Tyson Fury boldly backed Paul, claiming he believes Paul could knock Joshua out in a potential heavyweight clash. Speaking to Asterisk Ring Magazine ahead of the Usyk Du Bois rematch at Wembley Stadium, Fury declared, "I think Jake Paul knocks him out. I think AJ is a spent force, and Jake Paul is on the rise." Fury praised Paul's muscular build and fearless mentality, saying his physique fits the heavyweight division well. He admired Paul's willingness to challenge bigger names in cross-weight classes without hesitation, showing confidence in his claim. Fury added that he'd even bet £1 million on Jake Paul winning outright against the former unified heavyweight champion.
There's been some talk about possibly Joshua using Jake Paul as a tune-up to fight you. What are your thoughts on that?
I don't know about tune-up. I think Jake Paul knocks him out.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Why so? What impresses you about Jake Paul?
I just think Jake Paul would knock AJ out. I think AJ's a spent force, and I think Jake Paul's on the rise. I like his new heavyweight look. Bit chubby, bit bulky. Getting there. That's protected. And he just done a great job over the aging Chavez Jr., who was a middleweight, but still.
Sure.
Yeah. I like how Jake Paul calls out the full spectrum from featherweight to heavyweight. Do you know what I mean? Who did he call out? Tank Williams and Joshua. That's just crazy. That's what you call Richter scale call outs.
Richter scale, I like that.